some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-dah, day.
Hello, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to the Last Man Standing episodes that are filling in for Stupid O'Clock during this summer break. Stupid O'Clock will probably resume at its normally scheduled time, which I am usurping right now, after Labor Day, which is not that far away. But until then, I see no reason to start a show at 11 o'clock and run till 1 when I got YouTube videos I need to watch 1 o'clock. I mean, seriously, I've got stuff I need to get sleepy with. Who knows? Well, thankfully, this is not a solo show, so I've got John Scarborough and I've got Aunt Donna with me right now.
Heidi.
We've got Uncle Carl in the chat. We've got Kitty in the chat. I have not seen
Thesis yet.
No, well, Thesis, if he's not working when he gets home, he might pop in, and he's more than welcome to. Hell, Foxy's welcome to pop in too. I mean, seriously, this is the more the merrier. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. I don't know if I need to flash that on screen or not, because that is technically someone else's show, and if they're not one of their regular viewers, I would feel like I was giving away trade secrets. So,
well, she did make a public announcement of it.
Okay.
So we could just say that there's going to be a little addition to her show.
She's pregnant.
No.
She already has 5 cats. What's she do with a baby? And a husband.
cats will go off and do their own things. Baby's got to be right there.
Not the green room, please. I have all kinds of things I could say, but not like I'm
So
trying to get monetized, but I'm trying to keep Joe Dog online.
Willow
Yeah.
Schuyler of Cryptid Crunch is going to have a show, Geeky Discoveries, which she'll be discussing not cryptids, but weird stuff. Like she did Circus Freaks this last weekend to see how people would react to having that sort of show, and got a very good reaction. So evidently now they're going to go ahead and have a totally new show just about that sort of thing.
But it's going to be in the Cryptid Crunch time slot, or she's going to do this in addition to Cryptid Crunch?
Carl Witzman dude.
I think I remember Carl said the Cryptid Crunch was going to get rebranded into what was it, Geeky
Discoveries.
It sounds like we have witnessed the final Cryptid Crunch, and it's shifting
Well,
gears.
maybe not, but maybe this is just a way of expanding Cryptid Crunch so she could talk about these other things too.
This is true. This is true.
Yep.
And
There
is Thesis.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
young
Thesis.
man.
We were talking about you. Now everybody, don't tell him what we've said.
Oh, I'm sure he heard.
They mentioned your name and they mentioned Circus Freaks, so that's
Not in the same sentence, John. Jeez,
I'll take the fifth on that
have
one.
you seen the guy with a sword? I don't want to piss him off.
Bet my sword's bigger.
It ain't the size, honey. It's the skill level.
I'd give it a go. It's been a few years since I've used it, but I'd give it a go. And I don't keep mine sharp because it hurts more that way.
This is true.
You don't want to get smacked with a medieval crowbar. There are plenty of guys that used to wear plate armor that are no longer with us that found that out the hard way.
You do realize that most medieval weaponry was actually farm implements.
Mm-hmm.
Sledgehammer, stuff like that.
Reach size.
Yeah.
Handheld ones, yeah.
And especially in China and Japan and other places that are really good at sharp, pointy things. You did not want the pitchfork and torch crowd in the farm community coming after you. I don't care how good that bamboo armor is.
It doesn't matter whether that pitchfork is sharp or blunt. Both of them hurt, and I know for a fact because I'm an old farmer's daughter.
Nunchucks, if I remember correctly, were modified from a farming implement that was used to bust flax or just for breaking flax, and then Bruce Lee got hold of them
and went to busting something else.
It busted everything. Chuck Norris, scenery, stunt people, just
Oh. Shut up, Dan. When you're in a hole, stop digging. Not the green room. Carl, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I'm not sure I can afford your insurance, though.
So we lost 3 celebrities in 3 days.
Who did we lose this week?
See, on the 13th, we lost musician Greg Ken. Complications.
Sorry. Excuse me. Here's the Greg.
Anyway,
then the 14th, we lost Gina Rowlands, famous actress.
oh,
One of my favorite. Played Gloria in Gun Mall in a really good movie. And he was in some other stuff too, but that was my favorite. And then was it Peter Marshall? Was it
Game show host?
game show host? Hollywood
oh,
Square.
really? I met him
Oh.
once.
And they're not. I've seen 3 different causes of death today on him. I've seen heart failure, kidney failure, and complications from Alzheimer's.
At his age, it might have been all 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just they didn't know which one to blame. So,
Yeah, he looked kind of fragile when I met him.
93, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was probably from opening Charles Nelson Riley's dressing room door before
No,
he.
I'm blaming Paul Lynn.
Paul Lynn.
If you got to be the straight guy to comedian Paul Lynn, that just does heart stress and all sorts.
Takes years off your life.
Not that I have anything against Paul Lynn, just there are certain comedians that you did not want to be on stage with.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, there is a reason Paul Lynn got invited to all those celebrity roasts.
Uh-huh.
It was him, Don Rickles.
Exactly. I was about to mention Don.
Jackie Gleason. Those were the 3 that you really did not want to be on a stage during roast with. But actually, that used to be one of my bucket list items, was to go to a comedy show with Don Rickles and get insulted.
Will, the hard part would be going to a comedy show with Don Rickles. I mean, seriously, those tickets were expensive. Getting insulted, all you had to do was
hey, Don.
be there. Hello, Foxy.
Hey, Foxy.
Speaking of foxes, Red Fox was another one I would have loved to have seen back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Although
you saw him on TV all the time, but what he did on TV was sedate, because his comedy shows were rated.
He was very, very toned down on TV. Really, talk about having no brakes. He didn't even have a pedal, much less brakes.
Oh my goodness.
What, every time you type a comment, you notice another typo?
For those of you watching at home who are wondering why we keep taking all these little breaks and you see us looking off the side over here, we're reading the comments. And Carl is updating us on stuff with other shows that are going on right now, especially Cryptid Current.
That's some bad news.
Has a lot of news right now. So.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a show I'm not going to watch again. We still have Geeky Discovery. She'll probably bring up a cryptid once in a while on there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we bug her about it.
Well, we may have to do more than mutter. We may have to stage a revolution.
I said bug her. B-U-G, bug her.
Oh, bug her. Oh, excuse me. I misheard you. I remind you, somebody that used to play in rock bands and play with almost as many things that go boom as John, except on a smaller scale.
I have never gone boom. Thank you.
No, 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 but you have stood next to several going, maybe I should put those earplugs in. But then you wouldn't have heard the instructions.
There's a reason we have arm and hand signals in the military.
If you have arms and hands.
Yeah, well, that, yeah. But
Kind of need those.
well, one of the interesting things was they always told you to give the commands in a loud, strenuous military voice, you know. And first time all the machine guns start firing, nobody's going to hear anything you say. It's just, and then you could be yelling at the top of your lungs, and people are just sitting there reloading. You know, it's,
That probably would be. There's a great video clip of a I think it's a British guy who's just been put on machine gun training. And the U.S. officer that's in charge is going, no burst. It's a machine gun. Just hold the trigger down. And the kid's going, I can do that. And they're going,
technically, you are supposed to fire them in bursts, depending on the type of weapon.
Hey, evidently the rhythm from Blue Danube is actually the one that lets the barrel cool off the quickest in between bursts. And I'm going, yeah, I remember a few other historical facts about the Blue Danube. There was a population explosion in Europe after that. It was basically the Unchained Melody of that era.
You know, it's kind of funny. They pick a different song for each machine gun depending on its rate of fire. So when they train you how to do bursts on that machine gun, they teach you do this verse, you know, for thing. And what was it? The M240 or the M60, I can't, maybe both, had peanut butter jam. Peanut butter jam.
Okay.
And jam was where you quit firing. So it was, the squad automatic weapon.
It was a tango.
The squad automatic weapon, which has a higher rate of fire, was die motherfucker die.
Well, if I ever had any hopes of getting monetized, yes, do please like and subscribe, folks. I'm not too sure about the share right now.
Too late. I already shared it at the beginning.
I was only sharing that in a historical context. Thank you.
Yeah, he
John,
was quoting somebody else.
Quote, yes.
You will very much love the Fat Electrician history videos. There's one that he does about how there's one stage of the Gulf War where basically the U.S. removed half of, I think it was Iran's navy in an hour or two. They had to knock off because it was time for ice cream back on the aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Ice cream?
You don't mess with a military man and his ice cream. No.
You don't mess with anybody and their ice cream.
No.
There is a story in World War II about the USS Lexington got torpedoed, and the ship was sinking. They were abandoning the ship and everybody. And it was sinking slow. They had done enough damage control to get it to sink slowly. So everybody's getting off the ship, and you saw these guys come running out, and they weren't wearing their helmets. Of course, it's battle stations, and the ship's on fire and exploding and stuff like that. See these guys come out. They're carrying their helmets in their arms, and everybody's wondering what they're doing. They had gone down to the ice cream lockers on board the ship and filled their helmets with ice cream and saved the ice cream while they were abandoning ship.
Mhm.
The important stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I wonder if ice cream will repel sharks.
No, but it'll probably make you happy while you're getting eaten. I'm going to have one last rocky road. I don't care. I'm going to miss that
Jaws
leg.
a la mode. Um, let's see, what's the other one we're talking about?
We are a morbid pair, aren't we, John?
When the Russians were getting ready to go across Danube River in Berlin to attack Berlin during World War II, they set up their artillery they had light mortars, medium mortars, heavy mortars, light artillery, medium artillery, heavy artillery, rocket launchers. And they had it set up so that it would all land, because of their different ranges, they would all land in roughly the same area. They had it lined up for like 22 miles. And they had been stockpiling ammunition for months, preparing for this big jump. Night came. They were getting ready to go. They turned on a bunch of searchlights to blind the enemy and then launched the barrage. Okay. And it went on and on. And they were supposed to fire, if I remember correctly, for 12 minutes. Firing. They finally, all these guys in their bunkers start yelling in the telephone, ceasefire. Nothing happened. Everybody keeps firing. They're just yelling, screaming over the phone, ceasefire. They send out runners. Finally, slowly, the firing starts petering off. And the reason was, it was so loud and noisy, no one could hear the command to cease fire. They couldn't hear the telephones ringing. And they couldn't see the arm and hand signals because they were all blinded by the spotlights. And then they sent the infantry in, and they thought that the Germans wouldn't be able to see them because they'd be blinded by the spotlights. But in fact, they were perfectly silhouetted in the middle
By
of
the spotlights.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them a few hours to figure out to turn the damn spotlights off. So. And then the guy they were going up against was one of the greatest defensive strategists in military history. And he had set up the defenses in depth. So when the Russians attacked, and they were starting to get close to the front line pulled back to the second line. And then when the Russians finally got close to the second line, they would pull back to the third line. And by then they were so strung out, the Germans would just counterattack right back up to the front line again. And that went on until they ran out of ammunition. So.
Or an ice cream truck went by. Everybody likes ice cream. I'm convinced that Middle East wars would have been a whole lot shorter if somebody had just had an ice cream truck route right through the middle.
I'll tell you exactly where the Middle East went to hell. Somewhere in the Quran it says you're not supposed to drink alcohol.
That's kind of counterintuitive for human beings.
The part of the planet that invented beer has a religion that says don't drink beer.
This sounds like a losing strategy.
And they've been trying to kill each other ever since. Let that be a lesson.
Actually, Ibn Khaldun got around that by drinking mead because it was made of honey instead of grain.
I'm not sure how it's written in the Quran. I know the Bible says thou shalt not drink strong drink or something like that. But of course, everybody back then was drinking wine. So what the hell kind of rule is that?
Yeah, that's because the water wasn't safe.
Mm-hmm.
I
believe it was grain alcohol. Is how it's put.
Is it?
Or at least how it's believed.
Distillation of grain or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I have read the book several times, but I am not a scholar, so I can't tell you.
I've never read the Cran. I meant to from several times,
Oh,
but
not that book. The other one of the other books.
oh,
We
one
were
of the
talking about the Quran, yeah.
Mad Magazine.
No, no. Well, I've read that one too. And believe me, the Middle East would have been a whole lot better off if they'd adopted that one as their holy text.
Oh, they did, but the only part they actually took to heart was Spy versus Spy.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, that was definitely the Cold War, all right there in a couple of frames of a cartoon. Yes, indeed. Uh,
I really missed the back cover that you folded in thirds and it showed you a new picture. That's just,
mm, yeah, but
well, it went digital. They still have Mad Magazine, but it's digital now.
mhm,
Mad and Cracked are both out,
yes,
but they're both digital, so you don't get to see the neat little fold out things. Nobody sends you free little plastic floppy records to play on your record player.
yeah.
Come
I
here.
mean, seriously, we used to get those on the back of cereal boxes.
Thank you.
Wasn't particularly good cereal, but we bought it because we wanted a record.
Wasn't strictly good records, but
Hey,
Thesis, did you see the Witzman dude comment to you?
Which one?
this one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Don't have much to add to certain conversations, so I just kind of sit back and listen. It's all right.
It's
Oh.
Thesis. Do you have much experience with the Chinese bow or crossbow, either one?
I have 2 replica Han Dynasty bows and 2 books on military archery.
That might be a suitable topic for one of your shows. Knowing
Okay.
how well you research everything.
All right, yeah. That's not a bad idea. Let me find my little Google Doc here and write it down so I don't forget.
Hey, you've already demonstrated the importance of tea, which conquered the British Empire without firing a shot.
Yes, but there's something I plan on bringing up on Saturday that I actually didn't know. How tea got out of China.
I assume smugglers.
no, I thought it was Mark. I thought it was Marco Polo, but
No, there were no swimming pools involved.
You just have to wait until Saturday to find out.
Excuse me, non sequiturs are my raison d'etre. Oh my God, I spoke French. Where's Tish? Oh wait, not that one. She's married.
It's not Tish you have to worry about. It's Gomez if he hears you.
No, believe me. I know Tish. I'm I'm never going to disrespect that woman. But you're not familiar with LibertyCon, so you have not had the privilege of meeting Tish yet. She's a force of nature, not unlike yourself, Donna.
Right now, I'm a kitty cat bed.
There are worse objectives in life.
Yeah.
I actually had to get out of bed the other night. I went to bed. I admit it was a bit late even for me. The dog decided she wanted to do her stretching exercises and was trying to push me off the edge of the mattress. And a cat that rarely comes in the house had and decided I was the perfect cat cushion. And I'm going, there's no way I'm going to sleep getting clawed from two directions at the same time.
He's the only one speaking to me after the fiasco yesterday.
Uh,
I don't know why the other cats are mad because I guess they're on Charcoal's side.
Of course.
they thought some clip and snip was going to be involved.
I only go through that once.
Hey,
But
this is all it takes to teach you a lesson.
We have a dog that has skin problems, so I've been giving her oatmeal baths. And took her outside today and got her in the tub with the warm water and put the oatmeal in it. Was rubbing her down. Got her out, hosed her down a little bit, and dried her off. All the other dogs were sitting there staring at me. I couldn't figure out. They didn't want to get in the bath. They were just fascinated by the fact that I was standing next to the bathtub. And then I finally figured it out. After I bathe the dogs, I usually give them treats.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we have 3 dogs, I only bathed one, but all of them want a treat.
Well, yeah, you gotta share.
If y'all excuse me a minute, I'm gonna go refill my beer.
I get a fresh one out of the fridge. Don't just refill the bottle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Now we're doomed.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
I've never seen him on Last Man Standing this much.
Did you get my new job title?
Mm-hmm.
First base. Yes, I've seen it numerous times.
No. Do you remember who the shortstop was?
I don't know.
No, that's third base.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a damn.
How are things going on the Hallowcon front?
Ooh.
Did you say something?
How's Hallowcon going?
Somebody say something?
Yeah, you too.
All right. I was on a show that Ruth was also in the chat last night, and I desperately wanted to ask a question, but you won't give me a straight answer, so I figured she's not going to be able to either.
Yeah, we're looking for a cook.
Oh, Jesus. I did not think you were going to... Okay.
Admit it in public?
But they are having success with something else, right?
Other than our major guest double booking and going to New Jersey instead of Dalton.
You're kidding me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't give a damn.
That's... Unfortunate is not a strong enough word, but it's probably about the strongest one I can use
on YouTube
at this moment.
Fellatio?
I don't believe any of that's involved. You didn't have to bring that up to ask me to volunteer to man Grillzilla part-time.
We're working on some stuff.
I assume so.
I'll be back. I gotta find my damn house shoes.
Look for a dog that's got a grin.
Yeah. Well,
my-
drop a bomb and leave.
well, he's good at that. Seriously,
Well,
you've heard the elevator story.
yeah. I know.
Carl, I do not believe that Dawn knows that particular factoid. Um,
I think we would have heard at least.
Yeah.
She would have texted.
mhm.
Texted me.
I am conflicted.
She was the one that told us.
Mm-hmm.
What, Dawn?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, wait a minute. About needing a new cook or about the guests going to New Jersey instead?
Yes.
Joe Dog, there are times when I actually hate you.
You asked me 2 questions, and I gave you one answer that fits both.
Okay. I kind of figured that, but
Don't make a damn issue out of it. I'll just leave.
it's your channel. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you can start stupid o'clock right now, and I've got no choice. I can't override your control settings.
Yeah, you can because you got the same ops I do.
I am. In spite of my public persona, I am a gentleman. I would not do that to you.
Dan, the way this past week has gone, I'm just, what happens, happens, and I really don't fucking care anymore.
I think Carl's got it right. Going to be an interesting green room tomorrow night.
Hey, John, what are you doing next weekend?
I don't think I've got any plans.
Well, how about coming up to Outside Con and helping me set up and run bar?
Run a bar?
Yeah.
Damn, it's a shame I got to go take my mom to a restaurant Saturday night for her birthday.
I might be able to pull that.
Not that I would be able to find Outside Con, but
It's not that hard.
Montgomery Bell State Park, Boot Camp 1, where they filmed Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh, I'd just be fanboying all over that place. I do like Jim Barney's entire body of work, and I do miss the gentleman tremendously. Absurdity was his
he started out as a local ad agent.
Yes, I know. I've got an entire videotape filled with nothing but him doing ads for various milk companies.
And gas company, water company, the electric company, car dealerships.
Oh, what was the one big utility that he was big on? Or
Nashville Gas.
that's the one.
Of course.
You know what I mean, Vern?
Well, the gas from the gas company in Chattanooga is called Atlanta Gas.
If
All right,
only.
Dan?
Yes. I'm sorry. Too much beer, not enough air.
Okay, I thought you were going, please start, please start, please start. on the new computer.
No, I'm doing fine. I just was trying not to embarrass myself with the world's largest belch.
I do that all the time. What's stopping you?
That gentleman thing that I mentioned earlier, and the difficulty of finding the right button to mute my microphone at the exact moment I need it. It's very hard to mouse left-handed when you're not either-handed. You know that thing that they call being
Not
able
what
to
you
use both hands with equal facility?
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, I'm neither dexterous.
That's not what you told me last night.
Not the green room. Not the green room.
I'm trying to remind myself of this right now. Also, I'd like to stay married. I think. Why is Dan mousing left-handedly? Carl, that is because a drunk driver ran out in front of my motorcycle a couple of dozen years ago, and I wound up with about half of the tendons in my right hand being suddenly ripped away from the bones that they are attached to.
Yeah, go back to sleepy boy.
It was the same
You're just a
accident
good boy.
that caused me to now have two Phillips head screws holding my left knee together. And a couple of other things that forced me to realize that I never want any reason to have to ever have a catheter inserted again. That was a very long 6 months that I was on crutches and having to put my ankle up on the side of the toilet in order to empty the bag and hobble back to my chair in the living room. And from that time on, it is much less painful for me to use a mouse with my left hand than it is with my right hand. As a total aside, long before that, I was fairly decent at playing pool. And when people that thought I was a total novice realized they'd backed me into an impassable corner, I would swap to my left hand and sink several shots in quick succession. Carl, I don't believe I would have told that one, but I'm glad it was you and not me.
Hey, when I had my back surgery and they did the catheter on me, I mean, I couldn't pee. They had it so far in, and when she pulled it out, I swear, I looked at her and I said, "No damn wonder my throat hurts."
I'm sorry. Blame your daddy for making me laugh.
Look out, Joe.
I know. She sneaks up behind me.
Hi, Donna.
Hey.
Let's just say that I have urinated on more doctors after I got out of diapers than I did before.
I didn't know you were into that kind of thing.
I'm not. Sometimes you have no choice.
This whole weekend. I'm going
I gotta go. Wait till I pull this out, and I'm going. I ain't waiting. Sorry, Doc. You're going to need a different kind of shower after this one. Oh, the worst part was a nurse they left me alone in a room with that had a device devised by some demon from the deepest corners of hell, which is basically, well, let me just go ahead and say, I called it the penis scope.
Well, dang, honey.
I know. I did not want home movies of my inner workings to be made, especially by this gorgeous nurse that persisted in pumping the damn thing up and down so that she could get a good angle on the scar tissue.
Not to get off the subject. That's a lie.
Please.
So,
Oh, please.
Dolly Parton has teamed up with Lodge Cast Iron. Okay.
Oh.
And now has a Dolly Parton collection of Lodge cookware. And let me see.
Dan, you read music.
I do.
Is that the music?
The actual notes for
I don't
Jolene?
know.
Yeah.
Hey, without the bars, that just tells you the beat.
Okay.
But it does, depending on where you start, that does seem to be the correct note pattern.
Okay, that's the pan holder, you know, the for or that thing, yeah. And then they have a clock working 9 to 5. And okay, there's the pan. Okay, that's it. I think that's all they have so far.
John, thank you for not showing that. Oh wait, she's still standing there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe, but your Donna has just seen the husband educator.
The husband corrector 2.0.
That looked like it was about an 8-pound cast iron frying pan.
It looked like about a number 4.
Yeah.
People used to look at the back of Joe's head and go, "Who's Egdal?" That's Lodge backwards.
That gave me a good idea.
Oh Lord. Oh,
That just
Kitty,
gave me a good
I'm
idea.
sorry, Kitty, but that is one memory that no amount of brain bleach can get rid of. It is not pleasant. It is not. I don't care how cute the nurse is. It's not going to be fun. And neither was that camera on a cable. I'm sure there was a security camera in that medical room where that was done to me. That doctors are still showing themselves to that to this day. Going, oh, you remember Angie? Watch this guy watch this guy try not to get excited because she's touching him. Didn't work. At least it was very temporary.
Hospital blooper. Yeah,
good God. You think people of Walmart would be a killer channel on YouTube?
Yeah.
Dudes in the hospital would be a really popular channel on YouTube. I hope I never wind up on it. Oh God. I think I remember that even more vividly than I do the drunk driver pulling out in front of me and the motorcycle flying over his car with me in front of it going, oh. I have just messed up my holiday pay for Memorial Day again.
That's why he had something like that.
Yeah.
I had one little scuff mark on the back of my motorcycle helmet and another scuff mark on the shoulder of my leather jacket. And everything else that hit the bridge that I was about to fly off of was a little bit broken. And now it's a great time to bring Richie on.
Hey, Rich.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
One shot of Rich and she's died. She's done.
Hey, he has that effect on a lot of women.
This much raw section that she just couldn't, stay in the room.
Oh, and Dan, I'm working on Hot Wheels races again this year, and I'm gonna run it.
I'm suddenly very reassured.
That's not the word I'd use.
Why?
All right, I do it. Joe Dog, you can ride it.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Richie, thank you for going there. My brain was, but I'm trying to not piss Joe Dog off for some strange reason I can't fathom.
no, he's had enough piss off in this week.
Oh God.
Richie's been a little ornery lately.
Lately.
So,
Okay,
are
a little bit more than normal.
y'all
Oh.
moved in yet?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to ask. Have you
Donna
gotten
is
everything?
in the other room going,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah. So I got to go see what she wants.
Anyway, moving in.
Misty and Brittany, my middle child, is finishing vacuuming, wiping things down over at the other unit, and we'll probably be able to turn those keys in tomorrow. But yes, we are in the new unit. My new 3D printing lab is right through that door right there. Alexa, turn on printing lab.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm pretentious, and I made sure that all the lights are.
It's just Donna off camera yelling at Joe. Go ahead.
That all the lights are pretentious again.
We'll cure you of that real quick.
Oh, and apparently on Ozempic, I've lost 16 pounds.
Nice.
Say what?
Congrats.
On Ozempic, I've lost 16 pounds in just shy of 2 months.
You're doing
Because
good.
I'm not all the way through my second pen yet. So, but I also have like zero appetite.
Mm.
Yes, Misty's office is right across the hall. It is also my middle child's bedroom for the remainder of the last few months that they're going to be up here. They and their significant other are moving to Cleveland for some reason.
How are the
In
Duck
December.
fans?
Pardon?
How are the Duck fans? They're moving to Cleveland. Sorry, that was a bit obscure.
Howard the Duck fans.
Okay.
It sounded like you said, "How are the?"
That's what I'm like. I don't know how the Duck fans are.
Excuse me, I'm Southern. I don't talk right to some people.
I am finally starting to rehydrate and untangle my brain from the 2 weeks worth of moving and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly hearing straight. Everything okay, Joe Doug?
Ha!
Found out the frying pan works both ways, didn't you?
I'm thinking, not saying a word.
Premeditated does get brought into a conversation if you do that.
Yeah. She can warp
Although-
me. She can warp me with a frying pan, and it's marital love. I warp her, and it's assault.
Well, you forgot
I'm an
the
angel.
pepper.
I've got a halo to prove it. Or I'm Apollo, one of the two.
I've
Or
got
both.
neon kitty cat ears.
Only if you sit in the right position and don't move.
Or somebody may be beaming you up.
That's one transporter I really, really hope that Montgomery Scott is manning and not anybody else. Because I do not want that to go wrong.
They would beat my ass down real quick. Nope. Proof intelligent life is not down there. That starship will actually leave,
Hey, I'm sorry we weren't here for Viking werewolves, okay? We'll put you right back where you were.
And possibly this Sunday looks like I'm adding Greek mythology to the mix as well.
Ooh. Did you get that Montague Summers book? Because you've got to read like 7 languages to be able to get through it. He doesn't provide translations.
I sent you an e-copy because you couldn't find your hard copy, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll have to use Google Translate on that bugger. I'd really like to find out what some of those things said in foreign languages, but I can puzzle out French and German. It takes me a long time. I don't speak either language, although I've had lessons in French. I can order green beans at a restaurant. That's about all I remember.
Well, English is mostly originally modeled after German, so that's why so many things
sound alike,
seem to make sense. But then again, you get the false cognates as well because we have gone our separate ways too. So,
and they have a totally different way of doing grammar than we do. And if they need a word, they don't have, they just string a bunch of other words together to make the Franken word.
We'll just take the description and turn that into a word. No, I'm not going to stop that. I don't know if you can hear Misty in the background.
We didn't hear her, but it was a good aside anyway.
She's like, "You stop that." I'm like, "No, I will not stop that." Which actually, real quick, where is my microphone coming out of? It's coming out of my camera, so okay, yeah, so it should be picking up everything. All right, good.
You're coming through loud and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I forget and the audio goes through here, and if it's up like this, I come out a little muffled.
I have to watch the direction on the way it's on this side. That this thing. There have been times when I've just been listening to something else and had the microphone to boom up out of the way, and that has not turned out well for audio on a show.
Yeah, normally I don't like things going over the top of my head like this, so with my old headset, I would have it just kicked back, and I would just have it kicked back far enough that I could just wrap it further enough back. But these don't play nice that way, so.
The only complaint I've got about the bone conduction headset is that They had not invented the one that had good bass response for music when I bought this. So if you listen to any music through this headset, it's going to sound horrible. So I've got a totally different set of earphones I use for mixing music, stuff that I write, and I have to use it. Otherwise, I will not. I will screw up the mix so badly it takes me days to fix it once I finally remember to use the other headset.
Really? Don't shake your head at me.
Just throw the cat a box. They'll be happy.
Trust me, there are boxes back there that he has been in that are there just for him.
Oh, but those are used boxes. They want new boxes.
It doesn't matter to him. But I cleaned off that shelf because I'm moving stuff back in. Yeah, Callie's on the bookshelf. You can't see him back there. That bit of white and all the brown.
Yeah, we can see. We can see
Oh, there you
movement.
Mm.
If they'd sit still, we wouldn't notice them. But as long as they move around, it's like deer. No, wait. Squirrel. No. Cat. Oh, okay.
But I'm reorganizing, moving back into my office. Yeah. There's a hole right now. There won't be for long. He's not going to be happy. Too bad.
I do not believe a cat has ever been happy for
change.
Very, very long instances of time at any period in human history.
Witzman, dude, he was on camera a while ago when he was in my arms. And then somebody made me laugh really hard, and he doesn't like it when his bed shakes.
Screen cap achieved.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's going in the humor group.
Does it everything?
He usually knows better than to put me in his screenshot.
Well, I'm sure he zoomed in on the cat.
He's got to sleep sometimes, and you know where the frying pans are, as my mother would say.
She doesn't need a frying pan. She's got an axe.
I got 2 axes.
I rest my case. It's a good thing because it was getting heavy.
But the frying pan can make it look like he fell down a flight of stairs.
They have stairs. Lots of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them into a dark basement.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was just being quiet. I didn't realize that I hadn't heard his voice in 17 months.
My mom had a saying about, if my father ever decided to lay hands on her, it would happen once. He's got to sleep sometime, and she knows where the frying pans are.
I guess
mom was vicious.
My dad was physically and mentally abused all of him and his brothers and sisters were growing up. And when they were first married, he hit my mom. She informed me, "You get 1 shot, hit me again, and the boys and I are gone, and you're never going to find us." He didn't talk to her, I guess, for like 3 months, but he never hit her again.
Yeah, my mom's idea was, my father would disappear, and nobody would ever know what happened to him. And she worked in a meat cutting a room at a grocery store, so it could be very much a scene from Motel Hell.
My dad
Well,
told me a story about him doing that to mom, and the next day he went to work looking like he'd been in a fight with about 4 bobcats.
Mhm.
Ouch.
uh, she told him that that was before we had the farm that had the pigs on it. That after that,
Uh,
he really behaved
Pigs eat
himself.
everything.
all right, I'm done.
Good night, Joe Dog.
Right, Joe Dog, joking.
Uh, John, if you can, let me know if you can make it up because I could use an extra hand. All right, good night.
I'll help you with the strong hand.
Oh my!
Sorry.
It ain't Friday
Leave
yet.
site. Okay, I clicked leave studio.
No, it's from
I click-
Scary Movie. Or Scary Movie 2 or 3 or 15 or 127. One of those ones.
Uh,
It takes all kinds of critters to make Uncle Carl's fritters. Yeah. Uncle Carl, no, wait. Sorry.
no, there is no way that there will ever be domestic violence in this house because, as you all know, Lindsay and I met each other in a serial killer chat room. We both know 17 different ways to undetectably uh, make a human body vanish. And
hmm
most of them are legal just because nobody else knows about it. Jack the Ripper fans are some of the scariest people that I have ever met in my life. Um,
Yeah, that's like when we were showing off our new house over on Greenwood Cemetery Road to a couple friends. Uh,
well, the neighbors were
the
quiet.
the husband. Well, yeah, we lived right across from from Greenwood Cemetery itself. But anyway, the husband was the homicide detective for Vermilion County, and we're in the office, and he's looking at all the books over my computer, and he says, "Do you know those are the exact books we would look for on an investigation of a murder?" And
Do
I said, "John, if I ever killed anybody, you would not find those books, and you would not be able to prove I had ever had those books. Because I'm smart, has for everything."
Um, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy that statement just because it is so true. Um,
That was back before cell phones too, so he couldn't take a picture and have evidence against me.
Hi. Um, I've taken pictures of some of my books, but not the reference books.
Well, no, never, no.
No.
You do not want to take pictures of my how-to library.
Hmm. Um, no, there was a time when I was writing something, doing an alternate history of War of 1812 and the Civil War, and I decided that that's a little bit too much detail even for you, Dan. Just just concentrate on the adventure part of the stories. Nobody's going to want to hear the other things. It's it's like the people that write um, the survivalist stories. At the after the apocalypse stories, and they read like they just got the brand new issue of the Gun Buyer's Guide or whatever. I mean, every chosen weapon has every detail delineated in the text.
Oh, baby.
And I'm going, well, sure, just because I recognize half of those and go, that's way expensive, does not mean it's a good story. Although the fellow that was writing the now I can't remember the name of the series. Anyway, he was under the house name of James Axler, and it was one of those sets of post-apocalyptic things, and they actually just turned him loose, and a lot of the early ones were like entire paragraphs that were just lifted. Excuse me. I promise I can talk. It's not like I do it for a living. They were just absolutely lifted from like Gun Buyer's Guide, and which, for some strange reason, sells the best in grocery stores and Ollie's in rural areas of any book, except for some of the better cookbooks. And now that I've said that, I'm going, you do realize that's probably the wrong fucking category of books to add to another category of books. How about that Babylonian Tupperware?
Hey, Rich, did I ever thank you for my really big monitor?
Oh, I was going to ask, how's that working for you?
Oh, it's wonderful. But see how bright I am? It's the only light that I have on in the room. But yeah, it solved all the problems on World of Warcraft and some of the other problems that I didn't realize I had until I got that. Word documents are now huge, easily read, even without my glasses.
Now that I have,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was about to compliment Donna's statement. Now that I have a larger than I've ever had before monitor, I found that when I want to print something, I have to remember to go into the settings and make the font larger, so that when it's on a sheet of normal sized paper, I can actually read the print. When it's on my screen, it looks like billboard type. But no, it prints out teeny tiny. And I'm going, I wasn't trying to do microdots, but
Yeah, I've got a application called Microsoft Power Toys. And the only reason I have Power Toys is one functionality for it.
To rid yourself of the shortcut and arrow attached to the icons. Am I guessing correctly?
No, it actually has something called fancy zones. So I can take my 34-inch ultra wide, and I've got a long, narrow part over here, which I have turned Word Hippo into its own widget. So it pops up over there. Up in the upper right, I have, Nick is going to, start having fits because, I'm about to say an AI tool. I've got Gemini up over there so that I can ask quick questions for doing the quick, dirty research before I delve in and find the sources and things of that nature, which, I do also use that to find out where these sources are actually put into actual books. So when I go to the library, I've already got my list of things I want to find in the library. instead of going in with a topic, I'm going in with titles. And then in the lower right-hand corner, I have either Spotify docked there or YouTube docked there, whatever I'm putting on to listen while I'm doing other stuff. And the middle 2/3 of the screen is my Word document, so that I've got everything in one place, so that I'm not flipping over to a complete, browser window that's filling up everything that makes me forget, oh yeah, I was writing, and then 6 hours later I'm like, oh hey, didn't I start writing?
The one thing that I'm very glad that I did not have this larger monitor back when I first got online is because I spent a lot of time on MIRC and different chat networks and chat rooms, and I would just shrink individual chat windows down to where they were about
Oh dear God.
3x5 card size. And there was one night when I realized that I
Had a problem?
I might seriously have a problem here. I was on 4 different networks covering 12 different chat rooms at the same time and keeping up with all of the conversations. I'm going, I'm sure there's a psychological name for this particular disorder that I just discovered that I am suffering from.
I don't even want to think about what the internet would have been like if I would have had a monitor like this back then. Oh dear God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 8 foot square. No, 8x4 basically. And every screen on it is the size of a postcard in real life, and it still makes perfect sense. And you can see where somebody has said something you need to respond to, and you can Alt tab or Control tab over to whichever one of those and put in your smart ass remark and get out of there without missing a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, there's got to be a name for this. And
Back in the very early 90s, me and a couple of my, at that point in time, new college friends, we would each take up a row of VAX terminals. And we would be in 4 different chats, rolling back and forth between the different terminals.
I was doing exactly that, but I only had one screen. So I didn't have to roll. I just had to scroll.
This was a college lab, so. But yeah. Like one channel was just different ASCII art things and stuff like that, and one was usually a mud or a muck, and then 2 were actual chats.
Somehow or another, I always wound up in one channel that was let's just say it was one of those where ASL was the first question you were asked when you entered, And it was the only important question you were asked when you entered.
Yeah, but there weren't cameras back then. So what did American Sign Language have to do with anything?
Believe me, there were signs.
You just had to believe what they said.
Yeah.
Huh?
And actually, I got onto one that was claiming to be a teenage girl. I mean, very young teenage girl, going, "Hey, this is a place where people are trying to get dates and whatnot. You probably should not be in here. You're you might get yourself in trouble."
Not get somebody else in trouble.
No, yeah.
Oh no. Turns out it was an undercover cop.
Ah. So they were trying to get somebody else in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're going, "Dude, you're harshing my mellow here. I got a job," in a private chat, and I'm going, "Say what?" And they go, "I'm trying to catch child predators, and you're giving me good advice. You'd be a great dad, but you know, I'm doing my job here," and I'm going, "Thank you, officer, very much. Good night. I'm leaving this channel now." And he goes, "Wait, no, don't leave. You're a good influence on young people." And I'm going, "First time that has ever been said about me." As I try not to drink bong water. Hey, it was back in the day.
Yeah.
No, Jim, I'm not going to that memory. Stop. Get out of my head, James. Just get out of my head, James. And he hates it when I call him James. Trying to be a responsible adult here, even though I haven't a clue. Something about a royal wedding in
Tuscaloosa?
No, I mean, believe it was Charles and Diana. Let's just say there was a combination of things that should not be combined, involved to enhance the experience of virtually participating in this royal wedding. Champagne was involved, but not in the usual way. And now people are going to try to think of unusual ways to use champagne, Dan. I don't care. I'm not. The statute of limitations has not run out on some things in Georgia. And I actually managed to get a concealed carry permit in this state. I don't know how. I never shoplifted, I guess. Oh dear. Rich. Savoir-faire is everywhere.
Just like Foxy.
God, I do know old animation quite well, apparently.
Yeah, every time I hear "I'm everywhere," my brain always goes, "Savoir-faire is everywhere."
Makes you wonder why there wasn't ever a character called Mischief Mouse. No, seriously, don't give that idea to any cartoonist that does adult cartoon books. Good Lord.
Anyway, Moving
like
right
we,
along.
like we would actually be acquainted with those people. Well, we probably are. Jeez, give me 3 steps. I got to get another beer. Thesis, don't read.
Give
Give
me
him
three
three
steps,
steps and you'll
mister.
never see him
3
no more.
steps towards the fridge.
I was going to say, Thesis, don't reach for your guitar. I've already heard the originals. Um, not that you're not good. I'm just saying, the 70s were a weird time to be in high school.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Really,
In
it
high
was.
school in the 70s, it was pretty cool.
Maybe where you were. I once got in an argument with somebody that thought because I like Grand Funk Railroad and a couple of Sweet Home Alabama songs, I was really strange. And then I also admitted to being a fan of Black Sabbath and The Who, and they're going, no, you can't sit at this lunch table anymore. I'm sorry. And I go, damn, girl, you were cute. Now I'm being rejected.
No, you dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Although there might have
And it
been bullets
probably
involved
was
later on.
The only thing wrong with my high school was I didn't get there till freshman high because I was in another school. And everybody was paired up by then.
Mm.
Fortunately, had a cousin, had some friends, did a lot of nice double dating with him.
I always wound up. We moved from Tennessee when I was still very young, and then was still very young and wound up in extremely rural Georgia instead of midtown Athens, Georgia. And all of a sudden, girls are going, hey, you're cute. Want to be my boyfriend? And I'm going, honey, I'm 9. I don't know anything about romance. I've never even had a kiss yet. Just and
You
then
hadn't been kissed yet by the time you were 9?
I didn't say I'd never initiated any.
Oh, okay.
But I've never I had not yet had a young lady bring it up on her own initiative. Although there were other things that, no, we won't go there. This is being recorded. That is still evidence, even after all this time. Besides, she's married now.
And so are you.
Yes. And
Are you okay, Rich?
Not even my parents know that story. God.
Yes,
Let's
Rich?
just say there are games that children play or did in the 60s that would probably get you arrested today.
I got my butt beat back then.
I denied everything. And
go for it, Rich. Go for it, Rich. Say it. Say it. You're going to explode if you don't. Say it. Come on, babe. We can take it. Come on, Rich. You know you want to say it. Come on. You know you want to say it.
To some people, yes, getting their butt beat is that kind of a game.
Yeah. I divorced a woman because of that shit.
No, that's when that game is taken too far.
Mm. Yes, folks, domestic violence is not a legitimate form of foreplay. I'm here to tell you, it will warp you forever. And
Uh-huh.
and now people think, oh, now we know what went on with him. He's really warped, but no, I'm only relatively warped. Uh, I think that's one of the reasons why I am as kind and gentle as I am, because I have been on the receiving end of very unkind and very ungentle.
Makes a difference.
I never want to be on the giving end of that equation.
No.
Um, I am hopefully a better person for surviving it and running away like a bat out of hell. Thank you, Meatloaf. Um,
Miss you, Meatloaf.
mm, you know, some of his friends just called him Meat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
We went
goodness.
that close.
I've never met him in person, but I've seen Rocky Horror like 10,000 times. Um,
I liked it when he was on the Ghost Hunters.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
that. Those were fun episodes.
I think I've seen like maybe 3 of those, but I'm not sure. Um,
I don't know, but the last one he was on aired after he died, and they had a very nice little
in
dedicated.
memoriam. Another one of our friends has been on a rather controversial TV show, and I'm still not sure if it's entirely fictional or if he's just going, made you laugh or made you watch. Um, Skinwalker Ranch
Yeah.
with Doc Travis. John and I both know Doc Travis from LibertyCon. I don't know how well John knows him, but
I know of him.
I know him well enough to know not to ever wait till he gets drunk and mention anything about string theory. Evidently, he gets very argumentative about um, concepts of physics that don't make sense to anybody of my IQ. Um, Good Lord, Carl.
Ah, and
Just clean the
Proverbs.
cat hair out of my desk fan. It actually works now. Carl, if you knew how to knit, you could probably have an extra cat around the house. It would just sit still all the time.
Or a Wookiee.
A Wookiee, yes. Um, oh, Foxy has to clean her fan of Hoolie fur every so often. Yeah. Um, I just kind of don't turn on fans anymore until I buy a fresh case of compressed air and go. Apparently, they're also good for cleaning dust out of computers. Who'd have knowed? I just use it for cleaning pet fur out of a fan. Hey, they be some warm socks. Might smell a bit funky, but they be warm.
It's
Now,
sitting in a
why?
Walmart bag.
What was that thesis?
It's sitting in a Walmart bag right off camera, right over there.
We used to have a friend who would take our cat hair and put it around her house. She claimed that it kept mice away. And why is it called cat hair but dog fur? When we know it's still fur on a cat.
Because dogs have owners and cats have staff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you made socks out of Pooley's fur, just think of the smell if those socks ever got wet. Wet dog and wet feet. Maybe it worked like a double negative and cancel each other out too.
Could be the answer to mucklucks. Who knows? Carl's got a point here. I did not actually realize.
Oh, really?
It's actually hair. Poodles and a few other dogs have fur. Fur needs to be cut. It doesn't shed. I would have thought that worked in reverse. Hair has to be cut.
Yeah, hair has to be cut, but Dan, you do shed.
The only thing I ever shed is responsibility, so I'm sorry.
I did notice you must have gotten a new razor and even
No. This was what convinced me to buy the new razor. This is when the battery died halfway through trimming my beard.
Oh, I was thinking that the left side was looking better than it did the other night.
Nope. I have yet to use the new razor. It's just I slipped on the other side last night. That's all. It got pressed down against the pillow.
That'll do
it. Compression grooming. Shall I write a book? I could probably sell it to a bunch of millennials that don't know any fucking better.
Well, maybe if it's just that short, this comes from having long hair and sleeping on that side.
Let me look. No. Got to take my mom to dinner this weekend. If I don't get mama approval, my life will be miserable for the next 18 months. She only lives 3 miles away. I don't know why I don't go and just spend a couple hours every week. But she always wants to put me to work.
That's why.
I gave that shit up for Lent. I mean, seriously. And I'd rather have the Lent. Even if it's just my pocket lint or belly button lint. I don't care.
You got enough work around your own house.
Good God, yes. My wife is just beginning to come to grips with I'm going to rebuild the entire floor in the living room and kitchen. Do you know how much of my stuff is going to have to be moved so that those shelves can be unbolted from the wall and bolted back in at whatever extra elevation it is, because we're not going to redo the floor with chipboard and particle board. I'm going to go to the expense of rebuilding the entire floor of 2 rooms and a hallway with pressure treated 2x10s. And then I'm going to put on a pretty synthetic wood thing instead of peel and stick tile. Almost spoonerized that one. Spiel and tick tile? No, I don't think that's the way that goes. I'm going, no. I want stuff bugs are going to refuse to eat. And for the rest of my life, it's not going to sag because it gets wet. No. Pressure treated lumber, 2x10s, because, well, I'd go for 2x12s, but that would take less time. I'm just trying to get my inner craftsman out of the way here. Do it right. Hey, she's lucky I'm not going to go over to Dad's wood shop and tongue and groove each one of them, so I have to hammer them together.
Okay, Richie, I can read your mind.
Is it cherry wood, Dan?
No, it's pine, but it's pressure treated.
Oh, I don't think you got it, Rick.
It's David Bowie and Queen fans. It's been put under pressure. Try me, dude. I got no limits. Oh, wait, it's not the green room. That's my only limit tonight.
Let's see, pine wood. Is that softwood or hardwood?
Depends on whether or not I'm the one touching it.
Ooh, that's not what you said last night.
That's because you were touching it last night.
Yeah. Well, right now, we're all kind of talking about his wood, Witzman, dude. At least a couple of us. The other two are looking on in horror.
I think horror is putting it mildly. It's more like, spare my eyes from the abomination. Oh dear.
They may be looking on in horror, but are they looking on in Rocky Horror? Touch me. I want to feel dirty.
Hey, my floor is not going to be dirty anymore.
No, it's going to be woody.
And
Can't believe I said that.
I'm just trying to tie a Cheers joke into there, but I can't manage to make it work.
Oh, everybody knows your name?
Funny enough, Andy's mom had toys named Woody and Buzz, too.
Different toys.
And then there was that third toy called Bob.
I'm sorry, but nowadays most of my toys either needed an extension cord or batteries. I got one of these now. This is called a multi-tool.
Not what you said last night.
It has different attachments.
He named it Black & Decker because it's a power tool.
No,
What do you call it?
This is a Ryobi. Evidently, there's a 2-hour battery and a 4-hour battery, just in case you don't get the job done the first time.
You don't get it done in 2 hours. You better go see a doctor.
Um, hey,
Two hours. I expect it done at least 4 times.
I was going to say, it depends on what the count is at the end of that 2 hours.
mm,
Because you can still not be done and be up to like number 15.
mm, mm, I promise not to talk about our honeymoon. 40? No. Hey,
Again,
she
that's not what
counted,
you said
not
last
me.
time.
Honeymoon, dear, honeymoon.
That's how we keep score, you know.
It didn't leave a mark, but it did leave a permanent impression.
In the mattress.
We've replaced that mattress twice since then. Memory foam is not often something you would consider to be your friend.
It's not your friend. It's not. No.
Especially when there are uniformed officers with UV lights involved. Memory foam remembers every damn thing.
You don't need a UV light for that. Trust me.
Talk about a permanent impression. And there's a reason I don't sleep on my stomach anymore. And John's just sitting here going, "What the fuck did I agree to this shit for?"
No, actually, I was looking at pictures of Monica Bellucci.
You were map questing Berlin again, weren't you?
I was not. I was looking at pictures of Monica Bellucci and her daughter Diva Castle.
Okay. As long as you're looking at pictures of women, it's a whole lot better than, pictures of Berlin and the era you were in service, or
there were women in
right
Berlin
before. I'm sure there were women in Berlin. How many of them had mustaches is what I want to know.
About half.
About half.
Strong like
One's from the east end of town.
But to be fair, because it was Berlin, the mustaches were only about this wide.
Oh,
just
I was even looking at the screen and
just the airstrip then. Okay. No, Carl, no. Monica does not even get into this league.
No, Monica Bellucci, I believe it's not.
As in John Belushi?
No. As in played Persephone on the Matrix movies.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. That ain't working. Monica's the one on the this side,
Okay.
and that's her daughter. Yeah.
Okay, Monica's the pretty one. The other one is
Very made up.
Yeah. I'm not going to insult people I don't know. I have too much fun insulting people I do know.
Of course you do.
Well, yeah, because they can insult me back, and it's it's not a big deal. It's a game. It's fun.
Well, Monica's Italian, and her daughter was raised in Paris and Brazil. I think was what they said.
Okay.
So
That
she's
explains
got
the makeup.
Well, that explains makeup, the Brazil, because she had that kind of.
John, please don't make me go there. It's not the green room. Oh dear. Excuse me. But it
There-
felt much better.
Am I supposed to play that certain theme song this time of the show, or are we not doing that here?
Oh, Dawn's not here.
Yeah.
We can play it for her. Do it.
This is for you, Don.
Oh, they moved everything. Oh wait, everything's
Don't tell me Joe Dog tightened up or tidied up the directory.
either that or I just don't have it anymore. See if you can find it, Dan.
I would have to switch us over to.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you're on the last man standing directory.
You're on the
I
wrong
don't
brand.
have it.
Got it. Oop.
Oh, well.
I switched flip. Hang on a second here.
Spin it, John.
Well, there it is.
I really do need to add that to my directory because I do not have all of the.
What you need are some more of the green, not the green room signs.
Oh God, how many more do I have to make?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, hello, Chris. You missed out, dude. We're okay. We're about to log out of the show.
We got 9 minutes.
But in the true spirit of Stupid O'Clock in the early days before Last Man Standing existed, we can shut the show off and stop recording. And everybody just stay right here and keep talking until you get tired of looking at the top of my head while I sleep. Or whatever your situation. I mean,
I'm kind of worried about Rich and that long ass screwdriver he has.
hey,
Huh?
Misty has not complained, so
That's a flashlight.
Oh. I didn't see the end of it. That's what she said.
that's because you asked for only the tip. Oh, Jesus, why is this not the green room already?
Which is actually what I'm looking for is my not the green room sign. Because apparently it wasn't with my other signs.
I'm sorry. I was just seeing that view, and I'm going. Portrait of Richie is a young gynecologist. He
Oh,
got the flashlight. I mean, seriously.
Rich, the Witzman dude says he has the same flashlight. Does yours have a magnet on the end?
Yes. And then a metal washer built in this end, and I have neodymium magnets around here somewhere, so I can actually basically just magnetize the other end too if I want, so I can actually have it pop up somewhere. Which I don't understand why they didn't magnetize this end, because that's the end you would want to have attached to something while you're trying to find what you're looking for.
That's because they didn't want you to take 3 of them and make them into a bow staff.
Now, this one has the magnet on both ends. So you can use it to pick stuff up, or you can use it to attach to something, and let there be light.
I know some
Yes,
guys that we
the
really
birthday
running
special.
away with that right now, but the rest of y'all don't know them, so good God. The comments just keep appearing in my brain, even though they're not here to say them. I'm just going, That's in your voice, dude. It sure as fuck ain't in mine. Uh, oh dear. Um,
Oh, and then also while moving, I found me again.
that so looks like something Alice Cooper would request you to print for him.
So my dentist actually has a physical copy of this as well. So technically, I work at the dentist office now too, because the way that my 3D printer works, it does things that his can't. So he's able to show people, oh yeah, this is what it's going to look like, So yay.
You need to make a Halloween mask out of that.
Halloween. He could star in a Mad Max movie with that.
Morton Rich. Just didn't have the same ring.
A little bit of chrome model car paint and a strap, and yeah, there's a Mad Max character right there. Lock up your daughters. Otherwise, he will punish you for not locking up your daughters to keep them safe from the rest of us.
That's not what they mean when they say strap on dick.
Okay.
Depends on who's saying it. And we no, I'm not going there. I started to, but I'm not going there.
Go on. I dare you.
Hey, we do have friends in lots of alternative lifestyles that would go, wait a minute, I'd pay for that. And
We don't kink shame while we're broadcasting.
We might kink question, but we don't kink shame.
we don't even kink shame when we're not broadcasting. We just go,
How exactly does the physics of that work?
Okay, help me to understand this, because it's totally outside of my wheelhouse. But
I'm not quite getting the picture.
The roller skates, but the guy in the gorilla suit's got to go.
Oh wait, those roller skates have been through a buffalo herd. I can tell.
No, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd, but you can be happy
if you've a mind to.
Okay, question.
Classical music, you gotta love it, folks.
Oh crap, that's considered classical.
Raise your hand if you have ever actually owned a pair of the clamp-on roller skates that you had to use the key to clamp them on. I'm rather shocked that Donna didn't have any.
Donna lived on a farm with no sidewalks.
They had steel wheels. I mean, they were like, cross country. If you were going down a hill on asphalt, it made sparks. Because that's kind of cool.
I had a thing called a bicycle.
And
a horse.
I actually have a scar in my lower lip from roller skating on a teeny tiny concrete front porch with those same adjustable clamp-on roller skates and falling down at a very inopportune time and biting through my lower lip.
Do you remember the kids recently were real popular, had the little roller skates in their shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heelys. Or Heelys.
Heelys. Or something like that, yeah. You should see them at the shopping mall all the time, kids. And they weren't supposed to be using them at the shopping mall, but guess where they bought them?
Mm-hmm.
The shopping mall.
Walked out of the store and started using them immediately. Yes.
But I can distinctly remember when this one lady told her kids, says, when we were kids, we didn't have roller skates in our shoes. And I was like, yeah, I did. They clamped on, you used a key.
I really like the ones that were regular shoes until you activated the secret control that dropped the skate wheels out of the sole of the shoe. Of course, they were inline skates, which are like ice skates, a little bit of a challenge for somebody that's used to four wheels on a pair of roller skates rather
Disco
than
skates. Yeah.
yeah, you can still do it, but it's a little bit different theory, just like ice skating is a little bit different from roller skating. Um, I can't explain it because there's never been that much snow down here that I ever learned how to ice skate. Um, Seriously, the entire world would be in a whole lot of trouble if I'd ever had enough snow and ice down here to learn how to ice skate in Georgia. Um,
Time to say goodnight, Gracie.
yes, I know, but I'm such a talkative
Yep.
Well,
person.
I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and it was fun, and I hope I didn't get Dan demonetized with my history lesson.
I am sure that is never going to be in the realm of possibilities. I mean, good Lord, I've only got like 34 fans. Who's going to monetize me? DeSanto or certainly not my ex-employee or employer. Anyway, good night, folks. I'm going to play I'm going to play the bedtime story, and if you want to hang around, there's no reason to leave. The show will end at the end of the bedtime story, and we can continue on until my wife tells me the dog needs to go out or whatever, because, hey, her shoulder has been giving her a lot of trouble. She's trying to finish the sleeves on a sweater that she started knitting, and repetitive motion syndrome is really hurting her. But, that's neither here nor there. She wants to finish the sweater, and I'm going, you're British. You're going to do another one right afterwards. I know. You just do not know when to quit. You're British. You just don't stop. That's why the Germans were so scared of you.
Well, the bedtime story.
It's the sweater that never ends.
Exactly. And here we go.
Transmission overload. System will shut down. will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.